So, we got some issues at hand in this marijuana industry. Big issues. I got my homie Vet with me today.
What's up, yo?
Exposing some brands out here that are doing some fake shit, some bullshit.
Some re-rocking.
Fucking the game up. There's a little issue in my city with some fake bags going, or not fake bags, but fake work in real bags going around. Of course, these guys, there's a few guys that like to get the drops first, right? They think they're big dogs. They think they got it the best. They think they're tapped in. I'm like, yo, how do these guys get it before the brands? Like, I'm like, they must be really tapped in. Like, they must be really fucking with these guys, you know?
Right.
And then I'm sitting here and I realize, after talking to a few people and finding out that the actual weed for these bags has not even landed on the East Coast yet before these bags are hitting the streets. And it's like, how is that even a thing? How is that possible? Why is that allowed to happen? And I really just don't understand it. And these people all think they're smoking some real heavy loads. And I'm just going to drop it right there. Heavy loads is what's been faked in the city, and people think they're smoking the new drops, and they ain't even getting them. They ain't even smoking the real weed.
It's not real.
Not even real.
Plenty of the different drops, you know. But some of the first time you see the stuff, you know, it might not be necessarily what's actually supposed to be in the bag.
Yeah, it's
what we're sadly coming to realize.
It does suck because people think they come to these pop-ups for first access. Especially the people that like to say they have it first before anybody else. And they come, and then they don't even get the real strain. They down the line, they don't even look for it again, whether they liked it or not. What if it's a really, really good fucking batch of some shit?
Right.
And they wouldn't even have been able to experience it because they're not even getting their hands on the real damn bag.
Real Holyfield.
And then they're throwing it out the window like they don't want to try it again after.
Just disregard it after that.
Yeah, they disregard it, exactly. It's not fair to the consumer. These brands, they clearly don't care about the consumer. But it's clearly just a few people in the brand itself that is just fucking it up. Yeah, no, that's definitely always going to be bad apples, and people just try to make the money. That's really what it comes down to in this game. These people, they get so hyped over a brand, they get so excited, and they expect these guys to be hit every damn time. When half the time that these are black market companies, they don't actually give a fuck what they put in their bags. Some of them do, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of them that just want the money. They want to get white market eventually. They want to get that money to become legal, and hopefully they do, at least. So
that's why I just do continuous drops, you know, stay on top of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
do seasonal drops.
Gone is the one flavor drop. I mean, that is completely out the window. I mean, now these brands, it's 4 or 5 flavors at a time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of crazy. If people on this, at least on the East Coast for sure, I don't know about on the West Coast, but everybody wants new flavors. They want new. They want the next batch, the next bag, the next, and that's really what it comes down to. They really just want the next bag, and that's what's sad about it.
Yeah. Every 7 days needs to be a new bag out. You know?
Yeah, there needs to be a new bag for somebody to go on the table and check out because they already had that one, they already grabbed that one, or they already smoked it, but it's just like, well, guys, what are we smoking for?
And honestly, right, just for the hype at that point. Like, you know, I get something like, you know, for instance, I'll even shout it, the floats from Be Easy. That was the most recent one that I liked. I grabbed like a half of it because I enjoyed it, you know? That's what it's about though, right? You know, you find something, you buy 1/8 of it once or twice, you're like, oh, that's good.
Exactly.
Grab some more of it.
That's what it's, exactly. That's exactly what it should be about. I'm like, every time they come back, they're like, I want something new. I'm like, wait, you didn't like it?
Right. Like, I only tried 1/8 of it. You got 2 blunts out of it.
Yeah.
You know? Come on.
You didn't like it? And then, like, oh, that shit was gas, but like, bro, you only smoked it a couple times. You know, like,
you only had a 3.5.
Yeah, you probably didn't really get to actually experience like how how good it actually is.
So you're kind of just cheating yourself. And especially if you're only getting it re-rocked and you wouldn't know what the real one was.
That's one thing.
It just comes down to trusting your source.
That's one thing for sure. Getting into that, where you're getting it from. Because, I mean, there is people that do not care what they serve you.
So that's really bottom line. Yeah, you're just like, now that sparked with me. Yeah, so it just comes down to like the person you're getting it from, are they a connoisseur? Are they smoking clean? Yeah. Are they treating themselves well? You know, that interprets to what they would sell. Do they do good business? Do they sell good product? You know, product that is, you know, worthy of your money. Don't just buy it because it's a hype or what everybody else is buying. You know, I see a lot of people just, you know, they trappers overnight. They're just now like selling QPs with like the hottest, you know, Fumi or fucking whatever.
Yep. They just,
or whatever, you know.
The so-called rapper weed.
Right, and that's what's selling, you know, and they're selling that shit for 65, and it's like, it's kind of a shame people only go and buy things where there's already an established market. It kind of shows you who the real is, you know, and who's like kind of just in it for the...
Something that already has a following, and they just have to hop on the wave, hop on the trend.
You know, because that's what's gonna sell, and it's easy. It's just lazy. And it's kind of, it lacks creativity 150%, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what the game has definitely been losing. I mean, bro, like I just said, with the one drop, it's not a thing anymore. These guys are dropping 4 or 5 flavors at a time. It's like, how many flavors can you do?
How many gardens do you guys actually even have?
Yeah, and it's like, how many flavors? That's not a thing. I mean, you really get into the black market brands. Let's be honest with everybody right now, and let's just let everybody know. These guys do not have their own grows. They do not. A few brands have said it themselves. They have not seen grows until as of late, last few months. These people go to distros and other farms and grows, and they buy them out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They do not have actual genetics.
Yes, correct.
Sometimes they're buying the same pack every single time and just putting it in a bag.
Well, that's the thing. These people are lucky enough to get those consistent packs and consistent buds, genetics from 100%. Farms that they're not, you know, they have nothing.
See, that is where they
have no association with.
That is where they do stand out.
Besides that, they buy the product.
They do have those relationships with these people that are sourcing them amazing packs, and I'm sure they're getting them at a great price, you know, compared to what they're selling them at.
Buying 50 to 100 of them, you know.
Yeah, exactly, and they're getting the quantity they need, you know, because a lot of these smaller brands, they're not shooting to get as many and shooting to send it to all 50 states and shit like that. Right. As of yet, starting off.
So wherever the market's hot is where it's going to.
Yep.
You know, whoever. And in our case, it's just New York. It's a lot of.
Yeah, so that's a huge thing. The East Coast right now, it's just New York's taking over. It's becoming the LA of the East Coast, in my opinion, and it's happening fast, very, very fast. Very fast, and that leaps you into the whole candy side of things, how big the candy game is and what created that. I think it is New York. New York kind of started the candy wave, and I think it just carried right down to Jersey and the rest of the East Coast. And they just love candy out here.
Candy. Gelato, baby.
And then you got so many people that don't even know that candy is only so many strains.
Right.
Like,
there's only slight crosses.
Yeah, slight crosses and slight differences to each one. But they really are a lot of the same strains generally. Exactly. So you got the lemon cherry gelato. You got the runts. You have some runts crosses you can do. You can cross the two if you would like. I'm sure there's some of those. There's the bubblegum gelatos. White bubblegum,
raspberry gelato,
white raspberry,
all
shit
the
like
different
that.
Gelato crosses, anything berry, you know.
Yeah, anything berry, anything.
A lot of sherbs because that gives it that sweet.
Yeah, sherbs crossed with that gelato to get that lemon cherry.
Sunset runces, you know, all that different stuff, you know, and they'll take stuff like that.
Anything
Sunset
that's got that candy nose is what's gonna and that purple, pretty, amazing magazine weed looking
bag work.
That's what we like to call it. Yeah. We call it bag work. You could get a pound of some fucking indoors and you call it bag work because you could just put it in some bags.
Beautiful. And that's what they do in New York, you know, at the end of the day. That's what all these, pretty much we just explained that all these brands are doing, you know.
Yep, that's what they do. And
unless you have your own genetics and you know, or your own farms backing your stuff, which some people do. They promote the farms behind their behind their za, but many do not, you know.
Brands, like I said, they do not have their own grows. They don't have genetics. They're trying to get there, hopefully, you know. Right now they only care about the money, so they can't guarantee that every pack that goes out and every bag that gets sold is going to be official.
Top tier,
you know what I mean?
Work.
And it is really hard for a lot of these brands, trust me, to make sure that these people are doing their brand.
We can both agree that it kind of comes to like mindlessly dropping them. Like, say they just did 5 drops, and now here the Christmas season upon us, let's say for instance, and now they're coming out with their Christmas drop. You know, that one, you know, they're gonna make it a hitter, but they don't have to worry about, like, okay, let's say 4 of those drops, one of them's not gonna be up to par with the other 3, or you know, the Halloween one might not be that good. Yes,
there's always gonna be a few slacking out of a 5.
Exactly.
Out of a 5 flavor drop.
You know,
because you obviously can't hit the head on the nail every time on a 5 flavor drop. That's just kind of
and
ridiculous.
You don't want slight differences. You want, you know, night and day differences.
Exactly.
But some of them are. Some of them
are for sure. Exactly. But a lot of these people, they don't care.
No.
Unfortunately, they think they're getting different things just because it's in a different bag, and that is what's terrible. It's really messing the game up right now.
Yeah.
And
then the copyright too. There's a lot of copyright. You know, I get it to make like references and stuff like that, like make correlations, but
yeah, it's cool to an extent until you realize that they're probably not going to be ever sold in stores. Right. You know,
a lot of it's copy and paste. You know.
Yeah.
Every time a new trend comes out, you see a new bag on the streets literally in 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, so within 24 hours.
Like the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation. Literally, I was at my job. Like after the night I seen that situation, seen homies right on the set. Bags. Like literally, I'm like, oh my God.
Queen Elizabeth, you know?
Yeah, the Queen Elizabeth shit, the Nate Robinson knockout when that happened. I was even in LA.
That was hilarious.
I was in LA and seen a fucking knockout Nate Robinson bag on the side of the street. So like this shit is happening even on the West Coast. So y'all West Coast people think y'all hot shit and got it good over there. No. Someone is smoking a fake Nate Robinson knocked out cookies bag out there thinking they have some good weed.
Yes. Someone just hitting them with the good old
They ain't even getting knocked out off the shit.
That is on the West Coast. So
I wanted to touch back on batches and, you know, and like different drops. So like even on the white market, take some of these bigger brands. Like I've been in dispensaries where I bought eighths that I regret buying some sealed eighths, you know, like not all of them are going to be the best, even from that dispensary or
not at all. You got to remember there's some sitting there for months, you know. Don't get me wrong, black market weed is probably some of the best weed out there just because it's so fresh and you can get it.
And at the end of the day, it is kind of small batch in its own way, you know. Small batch is kind of a stretched out term now, but like some of these brands, you know, like Bay Flavors or like, you know, some maybe like, it depends really. It really depends. I don't want to just shout out because I wouldn't know. At the same time, they could just be doing the same thing, just going and buying them in mass amounts from different grows and putting them in their bags. But the consistency is there with some of them, and the quality is definitely there.
Nah, for sure. But what I find so funny is that some of these consumers, they get so hyped up on one specific brand, and they fall in love with one specific brand, and they don't realize that these guys do not genuinely care for what they're smoking. Some of them push this good ass weed, like the Blue Zushi, Doja's weed. They'll push the good ass weed, saying this is what they're smoking. This is what I love. This is the best weed out right now.
However,
they're not putting anything out like that.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
You know what the best weed on the market is. Why don't you want that for your brand?
They're putting out what sells.
Yeah, they're putting out exactly what sells and makes the people happy. And
right now it is bags. It is.
Yeah. And it's sad.
That's it. It really boils down to just bags, is what I'm learning. Because these pounds are only going for X amount of dollars. Considering like the market shift and everything's went down. Some of these pounds are not as expensive as they should be marked up as on the East Coast.
Because they have some bags that come along with it.
You know, add another $1,500 to $1,000 to it.
And some of the bags, they don't even represent anything. It's just stupid shit. I don't understand.
Mindless.
Yeah, it's not creative.
No.
There's nothing to it. If you're not putting real genetics into it, why not put some real creativity behind some shit and make sure every bag is a hit at all costs.
Right, make it make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand why a lot of these brands, they're okay with putting out iffy batches or 5 strains and 3 aren't good and 2 are. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's really fucking up the East Coast game. It's got to change. I think it's starting to change.
Small
some
batches
of these guys
take over. A lot of small grows and stuff. People that know a guy who knows a guy who does like living soil. That's what some like the headier people that are connoisseurs are gonna start leaning towards that kind of stuff.
No, 100%. Small batch is definitely gonna take over. Unfortunately, I don't think the consumer understands small batch either. Then the small batch comes around. It's some different shit. It's some real quality, amazing smoke that you'll smoke every single time and not get tired of. And there's a price point to it.
Yep.
There is a price point to this weed.
Yes,
it's
sir.
not good for no reason.
Right. And it's not cheap, bro.
And it's not priced at that point for no reason either. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that consumers don't understand, that some of this high-ass priced weed, it's not only priced at that point just because of the quality, but the hype behind the quality in general. So if there's people that think that this shit is amazing and the best smoke, then there's going to be some hype behind it, and that's going to raise the price in it. And especially if there's only a small quantity of it, which is the meaning of small batch. Because anything else than that, if there's 15 pounds
limited
or fucking 200 pounds, no, that's not small batch. Small batch, I consider 15 pounds. It could be a small batch considering what your size grow is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you're supplying the whole country, then yeah, 15 pounds is definitely a small batch. But small batch is usually, I would say, anywhere from a damn QP to probably like 15 pounds, I would say.
Right.
If you're supplying the whole country.
So let's say, for instance, let's take Tenko. That is high quality, connoisseur grade flower.
Yep.
That is produced in mass quantities.
Yes. And I would even say that they do a great job
With the
of
quality control, everything.
Yes. Quality control is insane from the Tenko.
Their name matters to them.
Yeah, 10-10.
Quality.
10 out of 10, baby.
That's it.
You know it. That's what we got right here. I wish I could say it's sponsored by them, but it's not.
One day.
One day, maybe.
One day.
We got the No-Zoo Blue Zushi, baby. That shit's the best shit smoking. You got the lobster, the Maine lobster tail. That shit's fucking insane.
Crazy.
The Wagyu. All the strains on the market that these guys have, there is not a miss. Okay, there is not a miss with the Tenko.
The blue zoo, yellow zoo.
They are all 10-10.
Wasabi.
And look, you cannot go and get any of their strains in bags whenever you want on the market.
Nope.
They only drop a certain amount of... I would even... Look, so if we're going to be real, I would consider that's what everybody considers nowadays small batch. I would consider that small batch because they do a great job of keeping shit exclusive and keeping it limited. You know?
And it comes and it goes. That's the main thing about the small batch. It'll be here for one, this drop
Exactly.
is in,
It's not going to be around for a while. Don't hit me with this shit's some small batch and it's on deck for 2 fucking months. Because no, it wasn't some small batch. You clearly have access to it and it's been around for a while. You know? So, now, don't get me wrong. Blue Zushi, you can't say it's small batch, but this shit right here, you can sure say it's fucking small batch. The No-Zoo batch of Blue Zushi.
Oh, yeah. Some connoisseur grade smoke.
I mean...
Very good smoke. If you smoke Blue Zushi, and just sorry to cut you off. If you smoke Blue Zushi in general, I know that you're a connoisseur. I know that you care about what you smoke.
Yeah, and if you actually... If you say anything about Blue Zushi in bad manner, no.
You are not
You're thrown
a real
out.
smoker.
You're thrown out.
Yes.
I will say it. You are not a real smoker.
You're thrown out.
That's one of the tests.
Yeah, I mean,
it really is.
You can say.
I got tired of it. I smoked it out. Yeah. But give it that time of day because it deserves it.
It's not really your kind of smoke that you'd smoke all the time, but it's amazing. But that shit is fucking unreal.
Yeah,
it's
don't
some
knock
of
it
the
till you
best weed
try
on
it
the
out.
market.
If you haven't gotten into a Blue Zushi eighth, I don't know what you're doing.
You definitely got to get your hands on some Blue Zushi. It's the Skittles and Cushman's cross, and that I think Skittles is gonna come in and kind of save the candy market a little bit, even though to the consumer and a lot of people, Skittles is candy. The name is, at least. But the actual flavor profile is not. The actual smoke is not candy. It is
more on the
pure
mint side, more on the
I would say pure amazingness.
sour, yeah,
Pure amazingness.
sour, more minty kind of.
It is just gassy,
very clean,
tasty.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything is smooth. I don't think there's anything that hits the chest.
And
the
then
way
let's
that
talk
shit
about
does.
this Wagyu and this lobster. So the Wagyu is just a gelato.
So yeah, so that's
Crazy
another thing that's starting to
gelato.
come out is the 41s and the
Very distinctive than other gelatos. You can tell the difference, you know.
Yeah, 41 is super gassy. So you're not getting no candy out of 41. It's gonna give you that nose where you're just like, ooh, I need to smoke that. It's like gassy, but like you smell that gelato, like ice cream in there. It's amazing.
That too,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I said, with the Tenko, hit after hit, they don't drop 5 flavors at a time. Okay, they focus on 1 flavor or 2 flavors, maybe 3 at a time, and they're dropping those flavors in a limited amount. And once they're gone until the next time they drop them. Okay, now a lot of these other companies and brands, they get this damn flavor in, they find out it's a hit, and then they just keep the bags on deck all the time. But how's it a hit if you have it in all the time?
Right.
Can't be a hit.
Doesn't make sense.
Could be a hit for a time being, but your best bet is to take it away after the people get it once and then bring it back.
Those certain brands really do shine through, like stuff like Zushi and stuff like Wagyu will always be a top seller.
Yep, and the reason that it isn't as mainstream to everyone, I think, is just because of that price point.
That as well.
And what I have to tell people,
$500-600 an ounce. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Period. Like that's what it comes out the dispensary for.
You're
gonna pay $67 and change with tax.
Exactly. I mean, you can't be mad at it either. It's amazing weed.
Can't cheat quality.
There you go. That's really what comes with it. Cheap weed is not good weed, as high tolerance goes by. Cheap weed ain't good. Good weed is not cheap. You know?
But it all comes down to finding that brand you like, and then it's all about them batches, man. Just batches.
Yeah, do not get excited about this brand if they're not bringing quality to you all the time. And you can like the brand and want to try it.
Right.
But don't make these guys out to be these amazing brands that are just killing the game when they're giving you the same old shit in different bags.
The same, exactly.
And they're getting over on you. You're the people that are getting over on.
Because you're buying it, you know.
Yep. The people that think. I mean, I don't mean no disrespect. I think
I'm not gonna start calling out brands either.
Yeah. I mean, I might. I might, because that's what we have.
Like, all right, well, HT. So it's like, yeah, man, they've really like started to decline, even with their newer stuff and their collaborations with who and huh.
Yeah.
Nope. No, you won't catch me smoking it. I used to grab it and resell it. Nope, no more.
High Tolerance used to be an amazing top tier brand. I feel as though they may have fell off a little bit. They put out fucking who knows how many flavors.
Numerous. Oh my god, hundreds, 50s, like 50 flavors.
It's ridiculous. I mean, one thing I do give them props on though is their main flavor they're known for, Lotto Pop. I haven't seen that in forever. So
that's one of the ones that they keep sacred, and it'll come and it'll go. And when it's in, it sells out, and they're probably charging more for it.
Yeah, so I do give them props.
It's about making a commodity. I mean, even West Coast Alchemy, let's talk rosin and stuff. It's about certain flavors and certain batches. You know, this pull was more expensive because it was the gassiest. It was pure white, and it's this strain, so they're charging more for it. You know.
Yeah, and then, I mean, bro, some of these guys behind these brands are awesome people. Don't get me wrong. This is just I am coming at their brand, not themselves. So they might take it personal or not, but I mean, who is excited to smoke a bag with the picture of The Rock?
Right. Yeah, that started to blow my shit too. Like Cat Williams, The Rock. Who else they dropped? It was somebody else. Wasn't like a wrestler.
Stone Cold Steve
Austin.
Austin.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on.
It's like when I look at that bag, I don't even think about weed. You know what I mean? I don't even think about weed when I see a wrestler on a bag. And not even that, it's like you didn't even name the strain.
No.
It's just
the rock.
picture of a rock on a bag. What the fuck is in the bag? What's the genetics?
It's just called the rock.
What is the name of this?
This smelled similar to 2 or 3 drops ago.
Yeah,
it's,
it's a picture cut out and put on a bag. And it's just I don't understand it. There's no creativity behind it. It's not good for the weed industry. And these consumers are letting it happen. I don't understand why. It's cool. Yes, it is cool.
Right.
It is cool that you can go get a bag of weed with your favorite wrestler on it. Awesome. That's crazy cool.
Yeah.
But
very dope.
Are you a weed smoker or are you a wrestling fan? Like,
and why are they crossing?
Yeah.
Right? How did this ever?
That's like,
what is the correlation?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And why are people not questioning it? You know, why are people not saying, "Hey, what is in this bag?" Or what the hell is the name of this strain? You know? Instead,
they just buy that shit. Give me a QP.
Yeah, let me get it to the people. It's got a bag. Yep. It's got a bag. You're better off going across the street to your local smoke shop or local corner store, poppy store, and grabbing some damn fake bags from them and just fucking putting whatever you want in there.
I mean, it's just the only difference is there's a hype generated around.
I just don't get it. It's really messed up right now what the West Coast is trying to do to the East Coast.
All branding. It's all just branding.
Yeah,
branding and
that's
baggies.
what it comes down to: marketing, branding,
and baggies.
And fooling the consumer. And that's why we're here to,
clear up some little stuff.
Clear up what the industry tries to do to you.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm always about the industry, and trust me, there's always gonna be some bullshit like that going on. It just is what it is. As bigger and as big as weed gets, you know what I mean? As big as cannabis industry gets, it's just gonna there's always gonna be something like that happening.
Yep.
But it's up to a few people to make it known to the people that it is going on. I seen something last night in this group chat, bro. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Somebody, I guess, is taking a marijuana company to court because I guess the marketing was not as the bag was actually like, you know what I mean? The marketing was different from what the actual product. Yeah, false advertising. Completely false advertisement. And I guess it was something along the lines of like, hey, this is not this right THC percentage or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, you have to think about this. That is gonna come into play at some point down the line when these brands start getting into their stuff.
Legal brands are running into these kind of
legal brands are gonna start running into where they're getting sued for putting out false advertisements because marketing is a bitch.
And, even if they're just not putting the lab that they tested this weed at isn't on point or whatever the case may be, or they have false lab results. 9 out of 10 you really wouldn't know. So like that's another thing. Like with the black market brands, like, you're kind of just you're gambling regardless. But even with these white market brands, like there's videos that are coming out and stuff like that of like THC percentages being off and stuff like that. Who knows?
It's really fucked up right now.
Yeah.
There's only a few brands that you can trust and that you can actually
with quality
rock
standards.
with. They actually have quality standards. I mean, there's a reason the Tenco has a 10 out of 10 written on every single bag. They're not lying. They aren't lying. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of companies that do lie though.
They started to mimic that. They had fake this, what was it? The fake sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi, it's called.
Everybody wants to do the
blue
sushi,
blue sushi. They can't take sushi.
I had somebody try and tell me that just because there was another sushi, somewhat of a sushi-shaped bag, right? That was the competitor of blue sushi.
No, sir.
I said, bro, this shit is not anything comparable to blue sushi. First off, it's not even the same genetics. It's not even the same strain to where it could be comparable. It's not even coming from a reputable company to where it could be comparable. And it's just like, just because it has some sushi on a bag, it instantly gets lumped in with blue sushi because it's
right. The name's very similar.
The bag.
Yep.
There we go, back with the bags again.
And speaking of bags and just like branding and stuff, it's tough to pave your way out here, and that's why people are doing stuff that is relevant and has similarities to like other bags out here on the market, and have like certain correlations to relevant things on, you know, like in the media and shit like that, blase. From someone who's building their own brand and trying to like drop their own bags and trying to be out here on the forefront of like building his own brand from the ground up, like on the East Coast with no like, you know, with no backing or have any like, you know.
We don't know how to do this shit. We weren't on the West Coast watching people how to do this.
Right, that blown up,
you know
that we're buying from now and we're reselling their stuff.
We don't have access to the work as easy as they have it out there.
To the
you know what I mean? This is a lot harder for us on the East Coast.
You know, New York's getting there. Yeah. But we're still reselling other people's brands. It's not like, you know, there is good packs, you know, they're the same thing. We're not going to break down all the sauce, but yeah, you know, it's available, but it's really just not. It's we're going up. Like, numbers don't lie, I know.
100%. 100%. I mean, hey, look, all the props in the world to, like I said, what they got going on.
Oh yeah, they're crazy. They're doing
no hate, no disrespect.
No, nothing.
But let's just say and let everybody know, there's nothing stopping you from being right there.
Correct.
With him. There's nothing different between you and that person. We have
10, 15, 20 clients that we served in the last year that are now trying to brand themselves and branch out and do events and work tables and delivery services and, you know, hash holes and you name it. You name it. People are catching on. It's not something to gatekeep either, and like, you got to realize that.
So the consumer on the East Coast is really who the West Coast is preying on right now, making their brand as big as they can over here on the East Coast. Right. And what sucks is that they're not even actually making their way over here the way they should be. They're not bringing their brand over here. They're not bringing themselves out here and introducing their brand to people. You know what I mean? They're having people out here represent their brand, which is cool and all, giving people opportunities to be a rep in the area.
Right.
But, if you really want to create a name and
simultaneously be building your own thing.
Yeah, if you really want to be creating a name for your brand, you got to come out here and do it yourself. You know what I mean?
That as well.
If people really want to truly fuck with you, if you come out here and show your face and you show that you really care about us in the East Coast and you're not just using us as clients, and it's just really what it comes down to is that they don't realize that we have to build our own culture here on the East Coast. We can't fall into what the West Coast is doing as well. We can be a part of the same culture, you know what I mean? But we have to have our own East Coast culture over here. And it can't be loving all of these West Coast guys.
And just jocking them. And that's just what we're dying for, you know?
Yeah.
We have to have some, like, even think about it, the ones that are thriving right now are Jokes Up derivatives or, you know, sub-brands of Jokes Up. So, like, some of the ones in New York and stuff, they're all, you know, stamped by people that are already established in California, because obviously that's where the flower's coming from. It's where the best flower.
Yeah, it's coming from California. That is just, look, trust me, we know that the West Coast has amazing flower. We know that's where we're getting it from.
But
there's no reason to sit here.
They don't have no Jokes Up stamp. They're their own, you know, Empire Genetics. That is them. Like, that's a great salute to fucking the people up in New York. They're getting that shit done, you know?
Yeah.
That is a great example.
Yep. But like I said, everything coming from California, we're not knocking that. We're not knocking the West Coast, but we have to have our own culture on the East Coast. And we can get West Coast packs. That's fine. But don't act as though you're more superior or your brand is better because you're coming from the West Coast or you're on the West Coast. I mean, Be Easy came from the East Coast. I don't know why he has to have shop run in LA, you know? I mean,
it's easy. It's free range out there.
Trust me, I understand LA is the home of this shit, you know?
Right.
Why not do it for your people back home still?
All right.
I mean, that's really what comes down to. These true intentions of these guys, bro, is not really to
please the consumer.
To please the consumer, yeah. Not every guy is out there to do that.
Just to make line their pockets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are helping that.
Yep, and that's what the thing, they get into this clout thing. They get into this. That's really what's coming into. That's the game right now. It's just a bunch of clout. Whoever has the highest amount of clout is they want to smoke on that. It don't even matter about the quality of weed. You know what I mean?
It's just a bag at this point. It's just it has to be a Valley lemon cherry.
Yeah.
Or something that is like very similar to
I
drop.
witness at these pop-ups all the time. These people pick up a bag, and if that shit is not candy, it's not for them. It's crazy. And I knock the people on the East Coast for this. Please change the way you smoke weed. I understand candy. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. But it's not different anymore when every single bag is candy.
Every single bag.
So
candy.
please, let's stop letting these brands know that that's all we want. Because that's not all we want. That's not what I want.
That's why Z is taking over so crazy.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I'm a weed connoisseur from the East Coast, right here.
Mm-hmm.
My man next to me, the same shit.
Likewise.
Trust me, we like candy. But we do not want that shit in every damn bag. So
at this point, it's like candy in the blood.
Stop the damn shit.
We want Z, we want Zushi in a joint.
Stop that bullshit. This
RS11, Zopes. We want stuff like that.
This is an announcement to all brands on the West Coast.
Listen up.
Listen up right here, right now. You might not believe us right now. We might not be big enough for y'all to be listening to.
Yeah.
But we're But we're gonna be some guys on the East Coast that are gonna be representing what's going on over here.
Very soon.
And you better listen up because we do not want candy in every damn bag.
We'll leave that in 2022. You know?
Yeah, leave that shit in 2022. Let's get on to 2023. Let's see what you guys got to bring us. And
where the gushers at?
I'm gonna let you know right now the top 2 brands. I wouldn't even say there's a third really to lump in here with the quality. But the top 2, Doja and Tenko, killing it right now. Real Genetics, they're gonna be the guys that are taking over the West Coast in the next couple years. Real Genetics, fucking no bullshit. They're not fucking around. They're not putting out bad batches. They're not putting out just bags to please people. They're not putting out drops to please people.
Be easy, sure money.
Yes.
Just bags.
All these black market brands. Knock it off.
Same shit. Just different bag, bro.
And to the consumer that really thinks they're connoisseurs here on the East Coast, please stop smoking just candy. Because that's not the best weed. I'm telling you. I know for a fact. So does he.
And stop buying all the rapper weed. Doesn't really matter.
Yes. The rappers, half the rappers, bro, do not even see the weed.
Yeah, they're co-signing for $1.
They don't even co-sign it.
Right. They're just throwing their name on it. Actually, the brands are paying for them to put their name on it. They're just paying the rapper to put their name on it.
These brands come to these rappers and they say, hey,
here's a bag. Let me use your fucking name.
Yeah. Hey, we have some weed. We love to make you a bag and sell it to you. We'll give you some of the profits. And they're like, hell yeah, I don't have to do anything to make money.
Nothing.
You just have to use my name.
And you're going to give me a free pound of it?
Free weed and money.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then
that rapper dies and they use him for fucking promo.
Yep.
And he's already getting the promo just off the bag.
That's even more fucked. Don't even let me get into that shit, dude, bro.
Or he goes to jail and you don't think any of the proceeds or any of that shit's going to him at all.
Just sitting here looking at y'all two right now, a whole album cover is on a circle MYLAR bag.
I mean, are we going to be honest? Cover. Can we be honest? I mean, I'd like to think that somewhere...
Who was the Wanna Man? Like,
I want to know.
We want to know. If you're in Atlanta, if you're in Georgia,
who's behind Wanna?
Just speak up.
Please let us know.
Speak up.
Please let us know.
Speak up.
Is Wanna behind it?
Or who?
Is YSL behind it?
Is there a YSL member doing this? We don't even care. We don't want to know. It doesn't need to be that federal.
Yes.
Just, you know,
I just want to know who's running this brand.
Is it just like Frieza? Is it just somebody from Atlanta?
I want to know if Wanna is even a part of it. You know what I mean?
Are they seeing ascent?
Because I don't think he is.
Are there JPays popping or what? Answer the question.
Yeah, I really do not think he is. I mean, his @'s on here. Yeah, that's cool.
Is there a scan code?
Oh gosh, the scan code.
It should go to his JPay link. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean,
should go to a GoFundMe for YSL, motherfucker.
I don't know if I have actually seen him post this shit, so that's why I'm asking. Really?
I'm gonna be real. I follow Gunna, and I will say no.
Neither has YSL. I follow YSL.
I haven't seen any of them back this
Young
shit.
Stoner Life Records. I follow them, and they have never.
Yeah.
Not even none of the.
It makes you really start
YSL
to wonder.
members.
It really makes you start to scratch your head.
Yes,
and we love it. We chew it up. I just bought one.
I mean, you gotta think about it. We seen,
and it's like, you know,
We seen YSL members on recent interviews, bootleg Kev, no jumper. Have we seen them smoke a Wonder bag one time?
God no.
Yeah.
See,
God, no. Right.
We can.
It really gets down to
even just right there, like how I just said that I bought that. It's like, but I'd much rather go buy, even if it costs 600 an ounce,
exactly.
it's like I'd fucking go spend it on
We're
that.
smoking this shit. Somebody's gonna come to me and they're gonna be like, "Whoa,
how much money?
$1,000,
Yeah.
$2,000."
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Hey,
yeah,
I'm smoking good ass weed,
yeah, dude.
the best. And that's what it comes down to.
But then another thing, let's talk about how the prices, they drag these prices up to an extreme. So like look at North County Emo or something like that.
Yeah.
That's like one of the only small batch, quote unquote, boutique brands that we see over here on the East Coast. And they're talking what, 1,600 an ounce?
Yeah, 1,600 a zip.
A zip, 28 grams.
And
so that goes for 100 a gram on resale.
And then
so that's like crack prices.
You do listen to the consumer to an extent here, because they say a lot of people do say, well, look, is the quality difference the same as the price difference? Is it that much difference in quality to where it should be that much different in price? You know what I mean?
No.
And no, I'm sure it's not. Okay, I'm sure it is probably on the level of some Tenko shit or some Doja shit, just maybe a little better, maybe. And it's sure as hell not as much of it out there. I'll be honest. That's another reason why it's so high. It's because of the small batch. And yes, it is ridiculous. It comes down to just being, hey, like, it's gonna be a one-time thing probably. If you're out there,
right? Like fucking, he dropped that strain. And there's only a QP of it available. Yeah. Right.
If you're out there on that waiting list, because there's a waiting list for the Nemo, the NorCal shit. If you're out there on that waiting list every damn time, getting a zip of that shit, good for you.
Yeah, kudos to you.
Good for you, man. Good for fucking you. Because I wish I could do that.
Yep.
And I think that is everybody's goal in smoking cannabis, if you are a connoisseur, to be able to buy zips of that shit on the regular.
Right, and you're tapped in properly.
If you could, you would. So do not say that shit is too expensive, and hate on it. Because sure as hell, if you had $1,600 to blow every time they drop the damn strain, you would have it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't say that shit's too expensive or too hyped, or you don't know where it's coming from. This is to the East Coast consumer, because I've heard it. I've heard it before. And yes, we understand. It's outrageous. It's a crazy price, but it's also outrageous, the hype behind this shit. The fact that they are so big, yet so small with their weed quantities, So there is a reason that this shit's priced that way. And you would buy it if you could.
Right.
So
but it is insane, And I bet if you knew the guy personally, he's probably doing it for like $1,200, $1,300, not $1,600. But like on the resale, these guys are definitely going to whop them over the head for $16.
And you have to realize, these are the brands that are doing shit differently, though. They're not putting out a fucking bag to sell their weed. You know what I mean? They're putting their shit in a black jar with a cool little art design that is stupider than these bags in some sense. But, like, I'd rather take that. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a cool little design jar with keep my weed fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why, like, honestly, and I was starting to hate for a little bit and say Gumbo's dying, but no, it's not. Gumbo's great. And Gumbo does its thing, baby.
Not going away.
Nope. Nowhere. Stamped.
Same thing as cookies, dude.
Stamped.
It's like no matter how much you hate on
they
the
could
brand,
open one in your town, you'll eventually be there.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
I'm gonna go check it out at one point.
I'm
a hater, I'll sit here. I don't buy dispensary weed because I fucking don't. But do I have a reason to? I get dispensary weed on the black market, better price, same quality. Even some of it's white market, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But if they open the cookies near me, I'm gonna be in there. Check it out.
Fuck the dispensaries on the East Coast right now.
Hey, they suck.
They suck.
Suck dick.
They suck.
They suck.
That's why I tell these West Coast guys, if you really want to get over here,
it's sad because
come over here your damn self and stop having representatives.
In Jersey,
here.
Some of the connoisseurs I deal with, or some of the clients I deal with, they they'll always use that. They'll always bring that up, like because they're now starting to get wax and carts and different edibles and dispensaries and stuff. It's just like, but it does not compare what I can get my hands on. It does not compare what I can get my hands on.
It's just
just a matter of having it in inventory and stuff.
And
like
this is what I said before with these East Coast or these West Coast brands. Do not have a representative constantly repping your brand on the East Coast. Please come, show your face, show that you want to be a part of what we got going on over here.
Join the community.
Join the community over here. Really become a part of it. Come over here and get yourself in these dispensaries. Do what you got to do, because right now, these East Coast brands that are making collab with some of these East Coast brands that are in the dispensaries.
Right.
Do what you got to do to get over here and get in these dispensaries and start saving the consumer, because this East Coast shit right now with the dispensaries is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we're on here trying to change. Like we said, we're trying to
like look at some of these big names. You know, they're getting into these dispensaries over there, whether it's through their genetics or through their actual product. Like, some places up in North Jersey are carrying cookie products for $80 an eighth.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Cookies, it's always gonna be around. It's always gonna have the hype behind it because of Burner. He's a great marketer, great guy. He's a cannabis connoisseur. He puts out great flavors, but he cannot guarantee that every batch is going to be great, and that unfortunately, he does have people out here on the East Coast growing it, and it's not tapped into where we can grow the best weed over here on the East Coast yet. You know what I mean?
They are coming up with some shit though. You know, it's happening in Maine.
It is. Yep. Maine for let's not even talk about New York and fucking New Jersey,
Rhode
and
Island,
Philly.
Providence. They got some beautiful weed.
Yeah, you got Maine, you got Michigan starting to really
Upstate
pop
New
off.
York.
Upstate New York. Super dope.
Crazy up in upstate New York.
Super dope is a huge brand in Michigan. They're collab with Doja.
They're in Michigan.
Yeah, Super
That's
dope's Michigan.
Crazy. So I went up to Michigan one time. They have pretty good rosin up there and stuff. You know, they have a good market. I know people are growing a lot of shit up in Michigan because the laws are pretty loose up there.
Michigan.
I got a homie that got a great smoke shop up there in Michigan.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Michigan is doing their thing
Speaking
right
of
now.
Smoke shops, man. Lounge coming soon, man. You know.
Yep.
Full blown delivery service through the winter too. If you guys ever need us. Know that.
We definitely want to. Like I said, we're gonna be guys that are a part of the community here on the East Coast, and we're letting you guys know on the West Coast, please come. We welcome you. We want you guys to want to be over here and not just try to take advantage of what the consumers want. Give us what is the best.
Right. We want
we want the best
weed.
weed.
We don't want hand-me-down
We
products.
know the best weed comes from the West Coast. That's no knock. We're going to have our own thing here on the East Coast. We're going to have our own community going on, and it's going to eventually get to where it is on the West Coast. It's going to take a lot of time. But right now, we do need the West Coast help rather than to look.
Right, and then it'll be the center of the state, and places like Florida and places like that to go and introduce them to all this stuff. And of course, there's money to be made everywhere.
Exactly. Bro, through an amazing dinner.
It was like a five-course dinner.
Course.
It would have been it was four starches and then one dessert. It would have been 5, but there was a salmon dish that got compromised. So we could not do the we could not do the salmon dish. Yeah.
So we had he did a 4-course infused dinner. It was awesome. He sold tickets that came with edibles, eighth, pre-roll,
all dispensary grade.
Yep, all top tier quality shit. We had about 25 people come out. It was a great vibe.
We brought some glass out. People brought their bongs. We brought their rigs out.
Yeah, and that's what we're really trying to give to the consumer and the people out here on the East Coast right now.
We want people to appreciate that kind of stuff, man, and just like really be a part of it.
This shit is really happening
now.
Okay, it's happening
right now, today.
Yep.
It blew my mind after that happened, just to see like the feedback and how overwhelming it was, and people just, hey, do another one. Next time you do another one, I'll come, blah, blah, blah. All that. I love all that feedback. That's what I want. I want that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but listen, so right now, bro, this shit is happening here on the East Coast, like I said. And it really, it's really time to make it happen, like these pop-ups, they're happening every single day of the week. In your city, probably, you don't even know about it.
Tap in.
So you don't even know about it. These events are gonna take place more and more.
Yeah.
I know Tommy Chong just came to New Jersey and did a whole event in North Jersey, and that's just awesome to see. And it's gonna keep happening like that. So as a consumer that loves weed, please know that this shit is happening right now. If you guys love weed as much as you say you do, as much as you act as though you do, as much as it is a part of your life, come on out. Experience the culture, experience the community that is being built right now here on the East Coast. And like I said before, anything that you want to do in the cannabis industry right now on the East Coast, whether it's reviewing a flower, whether it's
now's your time to do it.
Yeah,
now's your time to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but
real shit.
Right to it, bro. That's great. Yeah,
definitely. Shout out
Whether
my guy,
it's
Cannabis
reviewing, whether it's smoking shit,
podcast,
whether it's
becoming
a
a vendor,
podcast,
building a brand,
anything,
whatever
dude.
you
Whether
like.
you want to work for a brand itself and just build your way up in that brand, it's anything. Like
countless opportunities right now.
Right now, it's unbelievable. It's awesome to see where the industry's going. All love to the West Coast, real shit. It's no hate. We just want to come together, really. We don't like the way that a lot of you brands treat us. That's really what it comes down to. We don't like the way a lot of you brands put out weed and think we want it when we actually couldn't go better off without it.
Right, or care less.
We would be better off without it.
It's just here now, so now people are pushing it. It's just the hype.
But it's all the love, and like I said, we want to come together and really make this happen for the cannabis community as a whole. And we really want to take over the world with this shit.
Right. That's fact. To the moon.
And that's what I get up and every morning I strive for, That's why we're here doing this.
To get you your good smoke, man.
We're trying to let everybody know what's happening and what's going on. I appreciate everybody tuning in right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys keep tuning in and we keep bringing you all some information. And hopefully you guys pick up on what we're saying. Because like I said, there's no hate towards any brand. We are just trying to give what is best for the cannabis community and the cannabis culture. And we think that some people are doing it wrong and that it needs to be changed.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Vet coming on here with me, chopping it up today.
Thanks for having me, brother.
It's a huge topic, and we'll keep chopping it, bro. We'll keep chopping it about what we got going, what's coming. Like I said, or like bro said, he's got that dinner coming.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. Definitely get on here and promote it.
Sure.
I'm gonna run some promo with a couple different influencers in the local area and stuff. I'm gonna have
anybody
some of your
that
local
didn't
rappers
know,
out and stuff like that.
Anybody that didn't know about it, now you know.
Yeah. Now you know. Man,
so please come on out and have a good
recap.
time with us because it's gonna be an amazing time. We have a recap coming soon. I'm getting ready to drop the video on YouTube here later this week. This weekend I'm dropping it, so it's gonna be a good time. A little vlog. And like I said, thank you guys. Real shit. It's the first one I'm gonna be dropping on the page. And really get into what we got going on the East Coast and what we want to happen for the East Coast, And
a day-to-day of like a cannabis connoisseur.
Because really every single day, like I said, the cannabis pop-ups are happening in your city, whether you know it or not.
And the game's ever changing,
So get up on Instagram and find out what's going on in your city.
Get in tune.
And get in tune, exactly. Like I said, appreciate everybody. We're getting up out of here.
Take care. Have a nice day.
Peace.
Yeah, nice, brother. Cool, good shit, dude. Nice, good shit. Fuck yeah.